Yo. Yo, yo, yo. What is good, guys? Dan, afternoon. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Wherever you are, hope you're having a good day so far. That rhymes. How is everyone doing? It's nice to see everyone here. How's it going, guys? Afternoon, Dan. How's it going? Right, Scott, Greg, Caroline, Charlie, Quinn. Nice to see you here. How's it going? Nice. Let's like up this stream, guys, before we get started. Let's like up this stream. Let's get started, right? It's Friday, innit? It's Friday, you know. We caught a winning trade. 2 attempts it took, though. Lost on the first one. Caught the second attempt. Right, Terry, Jan. Good evening. Hi, Adam. Hi, Janice. Nice to see you here. Hi, Marilyn. Hey, Wayne. How's it going? Slay Fox. Nice to see you here. Hey, guys. Let's get it. Yes, Curtis. How's it going? Jovan. Nice to see you here. Stellan. Hungry for knowledge. No problem. No problem. Happy to help. Hey, Patricia. Nice to see you here as well. Right, let's get started, shall we, guys? Like up this stream, then we get started, alright? GJ looks like it's pushing up. We're starting the daily, though. Right, so there are a couple trades that I need to journal. I need to journal today's trades. They shall be up by the end of today, for anyone who's interested in that. But, you know, we don't really need to focus on that. Today we've had an absolute boatload of news. If you watch the market outlooks, you'll know exactly what I mean. We had 6:30 JPY, or Japan press conference. We had all through the open of London. We had 9:15, and 9 European red folder and orange folder. Then we had 9:30 red folder GBP. And now in about 10 minutes, we've got red folder on the USD as well. So a little bit messy. You know, we're not going to be trading yet until about at least quarter two, really. Just after the news release for PMI. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, we've got 10 minutes until then. We're going to analyze the charts, wait for that to happen, and then see how it plays out. But good afternoon, Abby. Nice to see you here. Jay, the second trade, I took the first trade. I spoke about the position in the private chat, and then I was on a call. And the second trade, I took the second trade on a call, and then shared, obviously, the aftermath of that. We caught a nice 1.6%. Hey, Howard, how's it going? Driven, I'm in short on gold, break even. Nice, we'll have a look at that in a sec for you. But basically, if you watched the market outlooks the other day, the start of this week, if you watched them all week, if you watched the first one we did on Monday, you will know exactly why I knew we were going to do all this, okay? You should know exactly why all of this happened. Now, we took out this low over here, okay, and this low, then inversed this fair value gap. Because we inversed this with this close above, we knew price was going to push up at least to take out this high, okay? And we are pushing up. We've got a lot of fair value gaps here. You know, if I just draw all of these out, you can see them. We've got one here. We've got one here. And here as well. You know, we've got a lot of fair value gaps here as well. Hey, how's it going? Yeah, we got 4 fair value gaps on this move down on the daily. None of them are chains. This one was a chain one. This is why we've got such a big move up. Let me show you what I mean by that. So, you see how this fair value gap was formed, yeah? There's this one that was formed. We didn't come back into it yet, anyway. And we formed this one. So, usually you'd look for price to do this. So, we'd form it, come back into it, and then come down and maybe create another one. You know, exactly how we have it in those highs and lows, the ERL, IRL. Okay, we didn't get that on these ones, or this one, but if you look at this, right, we formed this fair value gap, yeah? We formed this one here, which I've got highlighted right now, this one here. We came back into it, so we formed it, took the low, came back into it, respected it, then pushed down and formed this one. So this fair value gap, this is stronger because this is the chain. It's the chain, they're linked, okay? They're linked together. So if any of these were going to be respected, it would have been this one. But the fact it's disrespected then gives us that same strength for the other direction, okay? Because it's a chain fair value gap, so you can expect it to come up and disrespect this one as well, okay? Because of the chain. Now, we got 7 hours left on this candle. Looking for the close. If this closes, you know, we're looking to come and take out this high over here. We do have a couple of fair value gaps in between. Hey Lennon, how's it going? We do have a couple of fair value gaps in between price now and the high over here, which we may bounce back off of. So you have to be careful with that. But realistically, we'd want to be bullish up towards this price range over here, like 198, 180. That's where you'd want to go to really, because ERL and IRL, guys. If we disrespect this and balance right here, you can expect price to come up to here. Okay. Now there are a couple of fair value gaps in between where we may find resistance. We may bounce off of that, but you know, the whole idea, the longer term idea, would be for price to push up and come up and take out this high over here. So we're really bullish on GJ at the moment, but I think we need a retracement. There is one due. Now, if you watched yesterday's market outlook, you will see this is exactly what I said that I wanted to see. This is exactly what I said would happen, really. I said that we've got this high here, but we also need to retrace to take out this low on the 4 hour. You can see we come down, take out the low, we ultimately take out the high, but I wanted to see an AMD cycle. I wanted to use this as an accumulation. I wanted price to go like this, come down, take the low, and then push straight back up, and that would be the manipulation. And that's exactly what's happened here. We took this low, pushed straight back up, and now if price reverses and versus this fair value gap right here, we have a nice bearish bias towards the downside. But on the 4 hour, we definitely need a retracement at some point. We also have this high out over here. But yeah, that's what's going on the higher time frame. We can get rid of all this now. We don't need that. We jump down to the 1 hour. You can see we've just been pushing up since about 10 o'clock, is it? 8 o'clock, really. You can see the 6 o'clock candle. This is this high and this low here. Very, very indecisive. And this was the press conference, I think. Yeah, you can see that was the press conference at the same time during this 1 hour. That's probably why we are indecisive. In daily, we are bearish. Yes, we need a retracement. On the 1 hour, you can see we're very indecisive. Then we pushed all the way up. We took out this high over here. Took out this high. Haven't really retraced since. So we're looking for that retracement back down to about, we can get rid of that. Back down to here. Okay. Because of this IFVG. We came up and took the high. You can see that we came up and took the high with this IFVG that we closed above. So we formed the imbalance, took out the low, retraced back to the imbalance after taking out the low, disrespected it, and then we push up. Okay. Now we took the high out. We want price to retrace back down to here. So even though we are pushing up, for right now, longer term, we're bullish. Great. If we can get the close on the daily, we're bullish up towards that high that we marked out on the daily time frame. But realistically, we want to be taking sells back down towards this fair value gap over here. Okay. But also then you look at the price action, you go, well, we've just pushed up. So we may even just consolidate. Okay, so I think we'll either just consolidate or push straight back down. Or we may be pulling towards this high over here. Let's see how it goes. But we check the 15 as well, see what's going on there. and we've just took out all these highs. We're pushing up. We've got no bottom wick on the 15 with 3 minutes left, which isn't a good sign. And that is a half-hour candle as well, I think. Yeah, we got a half-hour candle here with no bottom wick, and it took out a previous high. We can start looking for price to reverse, basically, here. This looks really good as well. Although we have this unmitigated fair value gap right here, you know, it could be good. Let me draw this out for you. So we push down, inverse this. We could take an entry here, but it's a little bit risky because of the this unmitigated one. But then we can really just push towards down here. Maybe this low over here. And then we draw that out. We got nice price action here. We got really clean price action here. Got that accumulation, you know, then that manipulation, and this will be the distribution move to the downside. So that's what I want to see. If we can just inverse this, we can take that entry, and we'll call it a week. But yeah, that's pretty much it. We're going to set an alert for this. We're going to move on to something else, I think. Driven, you said you were in sales, didn't you? Yeah, shorts on gold. We'll have a look at that now for you as well. But this is something I want to be taking in the next half hour. We do have the news release in 2 minutes. Yeah, exactly. As Dan's just said there, we got the news release in 2 minutes. We'll see how that goes. Red folder. We're actually going to watch this, actually. We're going to watch this, guys, and see what the news gives us. We could take an entry off of it, but... what do you mean, Rodrigo? No, we don't. Let's see what this news gives us, guys. Like up the stream, guys. End of the week, it's Friday. Just a chill day. Right, so we got 20 seconds left on the news. In 20 seconds, we'll have that red folder release. Let's see how this goes. Got 20 seconds. It's PMI. I think the expectation is better. I think we'll see how it goes. There we are. That might push us down there. Hopefully we don't get too much of a reaction off of this. We want that close, but we also have a 50 in there with no top wick. We want this close below. If we get the close below, we will take the entry, okay? We're going to see how this goes on the 5 minute. We don't want it to push all the way down. If this happens and then it closes up here, we're not going to take the entry. We only want the entry if it kind of stays around here, maybe makes the top wick and then comes back down. And closes there for us. Then we'll have a look at something else, guys. So what was the release? What did we get from the release? Break even hit. So it's one's good, one's bad. That explains the indecision here. We had one that was greater than, which is good, and one that's less than, which is bad. So we're kind of just floating around doing nothing now. Hopefully we can make that top wick. If we can make this top wick, we've got 3 minutes left. What I'd want to see is price make the top wick and then push down. Should make that top wick, maybe take out the high. then push straight back down. See how the close goes. We've got 3 minutes left. This is looking like a really nice setup here. Literally just doing nothing. Very indecisive here. Here we are. Okay, so we got that top wick now on the 15, as you can see. So now really we want to come down and close down here on the 5, and then we can look at taking that entry. As I said, like, we want to do this as quickly as possible. All right, we want to do this preferably like in this candle. We want to close down here. Got 2 minutes left on the candle. We'll see how it goes. I think anything now is a bit too drastic of a push. You know what I mean? Like if we push down like this in 1 minute, not really the best sign of a continuation, if I'm honest. Right, so it doesn't look like we're inversing it on this candle. May just continue up now, respect this and continue up. Just gonna see the close and then we'll move on to gold or something and have a look at that. We'll check this again in 5 minutes. Yeah, very indecisive. All right, let's check gold. So, Jovan, where did you enter, Jovan? Right. Let's check the daily. Daily no bottom wick. That's crazy. Strong bearish there. I honestly thought we would push further into this, but we've got no bottom wick on the daily here. Not a good sign at all. Got this high over here. So we took out this high, came back in to this imbalance, bounced back up off of it. So realistically, you'd want price to push up here, but there's no bottom wick. 278048. All right. On the 4 hour, it looks kind of sustainable, but you know, we just took out this high on the 4 hour, created an imbalance on the way to do that. So you'd want price to come back into here in the next few hours. If we then go to the 1 hour, that is beautiful. AMD right here. Then go to the 15. Oh, we got a perfect IFVG, I think, have we there? Almost. Defo have the close below over here, though. You could look at taking an entry here if you really wanted to. down to this low. If we use the 5. No IFEGs on the 5. There's this one though, which called the down move. That would have been a nice entry. Then we have this imbalance that we formed, which we've come back in and respected. Ooh, this looks good too, guys. Not gonna lie. You entered a 2780. Yeah, you could have got in here as well, to be fair. This would have been a good entry. That low over there is the target. That would have been nice. Simple IFEG, AMD. But we could catch a continuation here. A little bit, not the best, but we have this 5-minute imbalance over here, yeah, that we come back into after taking out all these lows. There's a slight IFEG right here, or fair value gap that we could inverse right here. Took out this low. Took out all these lows here. Retraced back to this imbalance, which we respected. Took out this high in the process. Go down to the 1 minute. IFEG. Pushing down. Take out this low maybe. But if we were to enter this, right, you could enter right now, to be honest. But let's see what the stops would look like, because we then target this. Ooh. What would this look like? 0.9. Not the best, now that we just bounced off that fair value gap there, but could maybe look at this. Looks alright. Got that 1 minute AMD play. I mean, 1 hour AMD play. 15 minute IFEG. Calling that move down. 15 minute imbalance, very small one that we bounced off of. 5 minute imbalance, really. The structure on the 5 minute looks great. Ooh. We could enter here, to be fair. I want to see how we react to this, though. Looks like we're bouncing off of it at the moment. Then that gives us, if we were to enter, that gives us this low here. And these lows as well. If you just draw those out. I really just focus on this one down here, though. And that would make perfect sense back into this, back into here, to be honest with you. I wouldn't want to hold this that long, though, because it's Friday, but just this imbalance here, though. That's the issue. Fair value gap is mitigated when we have tapped back into it. So this fair value gap here, this one, mitigated. Don't know if we should take the entry here, guys. Give me a sec. This fair value gap here that's been tapped into is mitigated. But if we form one and we haven't tapped back into it, we're unmitigated. Right. I'm in, guys. I'm in. All right. I'm going to close if we respect this, though, just because of the size of it. 0.5% risk all the way up here is my stop loss. 2783. Only reason I'm doing this is because if we disrespect this, we'll just melt straight through it before the close. Usually I'd wait for this. Usually I'd wait for this to close. 2783. But it looks like we're bouncing straight back up off of it now. But yeah, a little bit risky because, you know, we haven't got that final confluence. I'm basically betting that we'll get that final confluence. If we don't, I'm just going to close the trade. And I'll have lost, like, I don't know, not much. Because I'm risking 0.5% up here. So we'll see how it goes. But I like this play. This looks good, you know. Daily has no no bottom wick. One hour AMD. Needs to come back down to this imbalance anyway based on ERL and IRL. I don't know, I'm liking it. Respected this really nicely. What's the 5 minutes? I mean, what's GBP JPY saying? Oh yeah, this is a mess. GJ's a mess. Let's just focus on this for now then. Got 2 minutes left on this. Only issue is if we respect this, we come out and take this high. So if we close like this, I'm closing the trade. I'm just going to get straight back out. As I said, I'm basically betting that we will disrespect this. Only because the only reason I'm doing that as well is simply just because of the size of it. Okay? Because if we do disrespect it, we'll just push straight through it. And I need to get in when we invest this before we take out this low. Because if we were to get in, let's say this candle just flips now, yeah, and closes down here. We'd then be in the, we'd have the IFVG as a confluence. But we then take out a low, which is a contradiction, which is not something we'd want to see. So I'm basically taking a bet on the fact that we would get this final confluence, all right? That's what this is. Let's see how this goes. It still looks decent. Still got hope, but I want to see this push down. Got a minute left. I think New York will take a low. London break the last swing low. The lower London. When is that? Oh yeah. Defo. Alright, let's see how this goes. Doesn't like we're going to close below it, to be fair. I'm going to hold on though. I'm going to hold on. See how this goes. New hour open here. I'm liking this. Come on, we got to do it in this candle, really. Give us that IFVG. The AMD on the 1 hour, beautiful. 15 min as well. 5 min took the low over here, took all these lows out, retraced back to this imbalance, respected it, therefore it should come out and take this low. By the time we take out this low, because we're in around about here, we'll have a beautiful, beautiful entry. Come on. Come on. Yes. Pushing down here. Let's see how this goes. It looks like we are just barcoding though, to be honest with you. We need this close below. If we can close below on the 5, it looks good now to do that. If we got 3 minutes left, if we can do this, we should come down to take the low. Here we go. Looks like we are trying to push down now. But by the time, if we were to enter, like this is the reason I got in early, guys, was because if we entered here, right, when we inversed it, we could just push straight through. That's because the fair value gap is so small. We could just basically ignore it. Whereas we need that as a confluence. So if we were to wait for the IFEG to form, chances are we would come down here. So it would be a bit risky, but if we can close below, that's all we need now. We need that close as quickly as possible. Then we can, you know, kind of let this play out, I guess. Then we should come down and take this low out. And from there, you know, what I'd really want to see is something like this. Just, you know, nice, simple PA. Just down, retrace, and then continue the trend down. That's the 1 hour AMD play. Maybe even coming down, you know, into over here. Into that discount zone. But I'm happy with this over here. This is what I do here. It's the liquidity before the accumulation. I guess this is, but makes sense. Thanks, Jovan. You're in as well. Let's see how this goes, guys. Come on. Nice. We do have this fair value gap here. This is normal. Hopefully we can respect this now. You see this? ERL on the 1 minute. We take out this low here. We trace back to the imbalance. Hopefully we can just respect this now and continue that push down. Yeah, I entered like 10 minutes ago, Dexter. We respect this imbalance. Continue down to take out this new low we formed here. Oh, not looking good. That's annoying. I think that's a technical close above. So it could be ignored. Come on. Five-min completely reversed there. Come on. Nice. Beautiful. Almost had it there. Almost had the close there. Almost, but we got a lot of resistance at this fair value gap here, to be honest with you. A lot of resistance. Almost had the close below there. Almost had it. Just got to see how we react to this imbalance here. On the 1 minute. That's right. Just waiting for the push down off respecting it or the inversion, whichever comes first. I think we might close if we inverse this. We tried. Oh, floating around. Well, not looking the best if I'm honest with you. Yeah, there we go. Right, I'm out of this, I think. Let's see how the 1 minute closes. If that's inversed it, I'm out. Okay, they are. I'm out. Not much. Not much of a loss, really. Like, I don't know, 1/10 of a percent is that something? Yeah, we're out now, guys. That's annoying. We tried it, but looks like we just respected it. That was a gamble, that. I gambled on the fact that we would inverse this. Right, let's journal this trade now. Right, we're going to look for one more setup, alright? Because we've had a rough week. We've been battered, really. We've been battered this week. I think I'm lucky to be up this week, you know. Right. The whole week's been messy. The reason I didn't wait for the close, Wayne, is because if we did close, the chances are we would have just pushed straight down. Because of the size of this, we would have just completely... Like, it wouldn't have been a technical close at all. It would have just been a straight push down. And if it was a straight push down, then we would have took out this low here, yeah? And I would have entered around about here, or here maybe, just before we take out this low, which is not a good thing because we could just come down, take out the low, and then inverse the fair value gap we would have formed on the way down. So I got in, basically assuming we would close, so we can avoid this mess here if we were to close. But this whole week has been messy, to be honest with you. This whole week has been messy. Alright, let's journal this trade then. So I'm going to leave space for the other two trades that I took this morning, and the one, the Bitcoin one that we caught. So it's 24 for the first. Mixed bias, really, isn't it? So, what was the R? What was the original R? Yeah, I know. I've left space for it. What was the original R? It's up here somewhere, I think, wasn't it? About 1.3. We'll call it 1.3. I don't think it's that. I think if it's anything that's affected this week, it's gonna be. There's not even a point really. It's more break even than anything. I think it's gonna be. I think it'll be the presidency. You know, Donald Trump, especially with gold, because he hasn't really said much. It's a bit mixed, especially the first week. No one's clear. Like his motives aren't clear on war yet. Like, he hasn't done anything, I don't think, with Ukraine or Israel yet. So we might just be waiting for that. I don't know what you mean. Tuan. Trade reflections. Messy week. Lucky to call this a green week, to be honest with you. Honestly, we started on Tuesday. Wednesday wasn't really a tradable day. So we had Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, plus Trump. First week back as well. Messy week. Good technicals though. Messy week. I guess the gambling wasn't really the best thing to do. Shouldn't really have gambled there. Entered before the IFVG was fully formed, basically predicting the close or assuming the close. Bit greedy. And thing. Left 2 spaces here for the Bitcoin trade. I'm going to journal those when I get time, probably straight after the stream. But yeah. Pretty messy. Pretty messy week. Alright, let's look for one more position. Alright, I usually only take 3 trades today, and that's the limit, but GJ could be looking alright here. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7. Honestly, we'd have to do it now. We'd have to invest this now if we're going to take this entry. We could do this, though. We could do this. If this candle closes inverse in this, I'm going to take the entry. We're not assuming it this time. 2 minutes left. I'm going to do 0.5% again. That way, if this goes worst case, I'll still be green. GU. Let's have a look at that. Oh, GU's been absolutely pushing up. Don't think we're going to move on that. Looks like we came into that 4 hour though, is it? Or daily? Yeah, looks like we came into that daily. Why did we come into the daily? Because we inversed this over here. I think that's probably what I said the other day. Now I think it will be bearish, but just how quickly we came up on the 5 then isn't really anything I'd want to trade. Yeah, I could be getting the close on GJ. Let's see how this goes then. We're going to take this. $40 seconds left. Got to wait for that close. Right, so it'll be 193. 550. 194. 544. Right. Yeah, Rodrigo, it's more of a guide. It's not really a specific rule, and it's 7. We invest around 6 candles. There you go, I'm in. Around 6 candles. Doesn't have to be less than 6. It's around 6. Like, you know, if you have like 7, it's fine. It's not a specific rule. And there is this unmitigated fair value gap here, which is a bit of a risk, I guess, but we're taking it. Come on, GJ. Bring it home for us. 0.5%, so max TP. If we hit max TP, would make like 1.2, 1.3. Just this unmitigated imbalance right here. Let's start journaling this. So we got nice AMD here. Let's go 24th. GBP, JPY. Bearish. What was it? 2.5. Not played out yet. Okay. Right, come on, GJ. Give us the move. Oh, for fuck's sake. rusty. Come on. Come on. Give us that push. We respect this. We got to probably manage. See how the candle closes. Probably got to manage though if we respect it. I mean, you know, worst case, we're still green for the week, but an absolute shambles in terms of price action. This setup looks good. This setup looks good. Yeah, sure. So we got the daily pushing up, taking out these highs, as Rodrigo said before, bearish. Yeah. Got the 4 hour, similar thing, retracement is due. So no worries, saying. So we took out these highs over here, okay? Took them out, but haven't really retraced on the 4 hour yet. We got the 1 hour. Needs that retracement. Took out this high, haven't retraced yet. 15. Nice AMD price action. Took out this high here. Looking for that retracement, but there's no fair value gap to retrace to on the 15. On the 5 minute, we got nice price action here. We push up, take out this high, leave behind that fair value gap. If we inverse this, which we have just done, we should come down and take out the low. The only issue is there's this low here, I guess, but I think that's everything. You know, got this low here, got this low over here as well, and this low over here. I hope that makes sense. Come on. Give us what we need. Look at that. Since we entered, just look at that. Just absolute mess. The second after we enter. Right, if we respect this, not the best sign. That's the 15. That's the 5. We really want to close bearish on this candle here. When there's multiple fair value gaps, so sometimes you'll see, like, I don't know how to show you. Where's an example? You'll see like there's two here. When you see multiple, let's see if we can go into something else. Oh, jeez. This is an absolute mess. This week has been horrible. Horrible. Nothing like what it was last year. And then again, though, it might be because it's the first week of Trump. But I'll show you what I mean now, Caroline. Let's have a look for it. So, when you see multiple like this one, like this here, and this here, if we go up, usually there'd just be one. Where's a good example? Here. That one hasn't formed yet, but here you can see it. So there's one here, and one here as well. Now if you go back and look at this, you go to the 15, then there's just one. And that's kind of how you want to do it. So when you see multiple, you just go back a time frame or up a time frame until you see just one sitting there. Yeah, Feynman looks like it's respecting this one here. This has been awful, awful, awful price action. No worries, Caroline. Come on. Let's see how this 30-minute closes. Come on. Right. So we've got 5 minutes left on the 30. Not looking the best with this right here. I don't know if I'm just rusty or if this price action's awful. It's just been horrific this week trading. Come on. Right, so if this closes like this, I'm just gonna get out and call it a week, to be honest with you. This has been absolutely garbage. All right. Let's see how this goes. No, I mean, you know, it is a good trade. Technicals are there. The only thing that says otherwise is the 30-minute, as Jovan said. It's just this unmitigated one right here, which we tapped into and bounced off of. Nothing to do with, you know, the technicals being wrong. It's just this unmitigated imbalance right here. You see we bounce into that and then bounce up off of it. Nothing to do with the technicals. It's not a lack of confluences. It's just that one contradiction there. You know, it's not like everything's suggesting bullish and I'm taking sells. It's just that unmitigated imbalance there. Half of me wants to blame the price action, but then the other half saying, well, is it the price action? You know what I mean? It could just be this unmitigated imbalance right here. You know, you got to be, you can't have a bias there and just blame price action because I lost. But definitely over trading. I think that's the 4th today, so that doesn't fit the plan. But the technicals did. Just this unmitigated imbalance right here. You know, we have that AMD to the upside, taking out this high, IFVG form, 7 candles isn't like bad. You know, if it was 10, 15, 20 candles, then maybe not. But you know, it's only 7, so that's fine. I guess the other thing is we could go, well, is this a low here? You know, and then we take out this low with the IFVG. You know, we get the IFVG, we do take the low, technically. But you gotta kind of, I think this will be one that will be reviewed after I've let it play out, you know. Because I don't want to have a bias and just blame price action. I think we can all agree it's this unmitigated imbalance here. But it could still play out. We'll see how it goes. I think I'm definitely a bit rusty, like. I think, you know, that's not reaching. Here we are, come on. Where do you place your stop loss, Jovan? We're going to let this play out fully, guys. We're going to sit here and watch it play out. Come on. For 105. Yeah, I've seen that too. Happy airboat. A lot of people lost this week. The only thing I can really say would be the cause for that is it's just that Trump coming in. It's the only thing, like, that's the only outlier that I can see, you know. Because if a lot of people have lost on a lot of different markets, the only common denominator is that Trump is in. Got that IFVG there though. Come on. Just get stopped out then, Driven. Thanks for, I don't want to be that knobhead, but thanks for the liquidity. Nah, I'm messing. Honestly, you should have put it below here. Because we'd have to then pop through this, whereas like we were supposed to come into here. I'm not break even yet, no. This imbalance is annoying. Bounce straight back up off of it. Took out the low as well. If we can close like this, at least we get that imbalance. We can then use that as a safety net and it just stops slightly. But we're live until this plays out, alright? We are live until this is played out. It is just that unmitigated imbalance there. That's an issue. We've got 2 minutes left on the 5. If we can close like this, we'll have an imbalance, right? And the way this would look, let me draw it out. So if we just get rid of all this, we don't need that there or any of these scribbles here. If we close at least like this, right? We have this imbalance here, yeah? And then you use ERL and IRL. You go, well, we just took the low out over here. Retrace back to the imbalance. Respect it and then push down. And you can use it as a safety net. And you can then go, well, if that's how that should play out, you can go, well, if we push up to here, it's safe to say, you know, we'd inverse this, we come up, take the high, and we kind of continue up then. But we'll see how this closes. We've got 1 minute, 20 seconds left. If it closes like this, we can move our stops above here. It's just that imbalance there. The unmitigated, well, kind of mitigated now, I guess, but just gotta have that in our back pocket. We want to get that fair value up in our back pocket. Like, it's not a done deal yet, guys. You know, we haven't hit take profit yet. There's nothing changing really. So don't start celebrating or whatever, but right, okay, so we got that imbalance there, I think. That's pretty much confirmed. Now we've got 5 seconds left on it. Let's wait for the close. We're going to adjust stops. Okay, stops are going to be a little bit just up here now, okay? Give it a bit more breathing room than that, actually. Just about here. So, you know, realistically, for us to lose this trade, we'd have to inverse this fair value gap. We just took out a low. So if you apply ERL and IRL, we take out the low. We are due a retracement back to this imbalance. So this retracement happening right now is perfectly normal. We retrace back to it. Hopefully we respect it, and then we can continue down. As I said, the technicals were all there. You know, everything was there. Everything is still there. It's just that unmitigated imbalance and maybe that 30-minute, as Jovan, you just said before, that 30-minute fair value gap. Other than that, we had the confluences. You know what I mean? It fit the plan. But we're up here now. Stops up here. Let me just set that. Four. I can't believe it's nah. I get you. I see why you did that, but you gotta trust the process. Like this retracement happening now, perfectly normal. Like I'm anticipating this, you know what I mean? Just because it kind of puts me into drawdown. I think the real issue will begin if we close above this, then we're supposed to come up and target the high. So as long as we respect this imbalance, everything's Gucci, everything's good. We can look to continue. I think this will be the close of the 15 as well. If we just check these time frames again. Still needs that retracement in the 1 hour. Alright, we're back in this imbalance here on the 5. Now we really want to start looking at pushing straight back down and just continuing that trend. Like we got a new low over here. We just want to push back down, take that low out and just continue the cycle. I'll just follow through and take out the low. That's all we need. Just keep that cycle going. Then we look to adjust again and just repeat that process, basically. Nice. Looks like it is trying to respect it. If you remember the one of the first, I think it was the first live lecture, I think, a few weeks ago, we spoke about the absolute rule where it's like, we don't know when a fair value gap has been respected until it already has been. Do you know what I mean? Like, you can go, well, this means it's being respected, but then you apply it to this and you go, well, if this has happened, wouldn't you say that this imbalance is being respected? But then it's been disrespected and we've pushed down off of it. Do you know what I mean? There's no absolute rule. Where we know the absolute rule for a fair value gap being disrespected is a close below. So we just got to move down off of it before we can really say we've respected it. Just come down and take that low out. I think what I'm gonna do as well, I'm gonna take partials over here. I think by the time we get to this liquidity over here, I'll be break even and close like half the trade. What we want price to do now is just keep pushing down, form that new imbalance, then we can move to break even. Like, I want to go break even, but we can't yet. We need to wait for the technicals to suggest that we can. You don't just want to jump break even because you want to. You have to do it based on the technicals. So we need another imbalance, really. And then we'll have that high that circles on. Then we'll also have the imbalance for price to kind of break for us to then be incorrect. Looks like we're respecting this imbalance. We're finding it hard to break through this, you know. We've got a lot of resistance at it. Very messy price action.
Not gonna lie, must be the price action, to be honest with you. It is that unmitigated imbalance that we can't ignore that. You know what I mean? I shouldn't really have took this, I guess, because of that. We were looking good a minute ago, but this is what I mean. This is what I mean, though. Like, there's no absolute rule for when we've respected an imbalance, because you can go, well, you know, at like a couple minutes ago when we were down here, you would have said that we had respected it. But now we flipped straight back up, and it looks like we're on our way to disrespect it. At least retry it. And that's the absolute rule. If we close above it, you know, we have there and then we've disrespected it. But you don't know where we've respected it. Like you would say here, like a couple of minutes ago when we were down here, you would say we respected it up here. But now we're back up here. So what's happened? If we respected it, if we disrespected it, what's going on? You don't know. But if we close above it, we have respected it. And you don't know when we've if we close above it, we have disrespected it. You know exactly when we have. We have to wait for the move down then to say that we have respected it. That's why we only trade IFUGs, really. The first imbalance, you mean this one? Yeah, defo. But then you go, well, if we inverse this, you enter here. Where'd you put your stop loss? All the way up here. And you take profit down here. It's not the same, is it? And originally it was up here, so it'd be like a 1.1R. But you don't want to base it off of the first fair value gap, Wayne. You want to wait for like 2. So if there's like back-to-back ones here, if we go to the 15 or the 30-minute maybe, there is this one here. So as like basically you've just said what Jovan said before. Like if this one was disrespected, that would be a higher confirmation. It's the same thing. You wouldn't wait for the first one. Because when there's back-to-back ones, you go up a time frame and there's just one. That's the one you'd want to be looking to inverse. Very indecisive. Come on. Right, so if we disrespect this now, we close, okay? We close the trade. But, you know, it's like, is it technicals? Like, really? You know what I mean? Like, everything's saying sell except this. But then you go, well, okay then, so it went completely up, did it? And let's say, nah, it didn't. It went sideways the whole time. It's like, just So indecisive. Long wicks, very indecisive. It's not like I was, it's not like I was wrong and price decided to reverse at that point and just go straight up. It's just more of a lack of movement, really. So that is kind of the price action, not the technicals. As I said, the technicals, like, they're fine. Nothing's up with them. Just this unmitigated fair value gap here. Gold maybe forming one. There's one here, but this one's unmitigated. Right, that looks like it does tuck then. Not yet. Absolute shambles of a week. Definitely moved your stop loss there, Jervin. Unless you're on a demo. We're still in. Come on. Still not tuck yet. Alright, we're gonna let this play. Come on. See how indecisive it is, though? That's what I mean. Like, if my technicals were wrong, price wouldn't have just gone sideways. It would have reversed and gone the other way. Do you know what I mean? It's like, it's nothing to do with the technicals being incorrect here. The only thing I'd say that I did wrong was that unmitigated imbalance there, but it's not the technicals incorrect, because if it was, it would have just gone the other way. Do you know what I mean? It wouldn't have gone sideways like it is right now. Because it's not really good or bad. It's just sideways. Very indecisive. Looks like we're coming up to take this high now. Hopefully next week's better price action, like. Let's have a look at gold. Well, you know, is it because you see here this unmitigated fair value gap is what stopped this from going down here. Okay, so we enter on this IFVG, but there's an unmitigated imbalance here. And gold's the exact same thing. It looks like my trade ultimately played out, but you have this fair value gap here. And this one here. And then there's this unmitigated one here. It's exactly the same thing. But this is what I mean, like, if the technicals were so bad on GBP JPY, this trade wouldn't have played out. Like, does that make sense? Like, you can't have the good and the bad. Or you can't have the good or the bad. I don't know what the saying is. But it's like, this unmitigated fair value gap is the reason this didn't play out. So if you apply that logic to gold, this wasn't a good trade at all because there was this unmitigated one right here. So it was either they were both good trades, but one of them didn't play out, or they're both bad trades. Looks like that might be me tucked though. There we are. Fuck's sake. Oh well, what a shambles of a week. I think we're still up though. We're still up. You know, it's not all bad. Like, it is just horrendous. 3 trades today, 1 lot, 1 win. Yesterday, we took 1 and lost. Well, you know, they're not big losses. Small losses, big wins. That's what you need. Right, so we go lost. Like, it's probably near enough the same amount. Because we risked 0.5% on that. Yeah, it's about 0.25%. Yeah, I do. So, unmitigated is when price hasn't touched it, basically. And mitigated is when prices come back to it. So, you would say, like, if we go into bar replay and look at this, right? If we look at this, right? You get rid of all this shit for now. Actually, we'll keep that there, because we need to... But you'd say this one here, this one right here, price hasn't come back into this yet. Okay. So it's like, if you're going to take this IFVG entry, this one here, you can't really do that because of that. Okay, and I ignored that. But then you go, well, gold was a great trade. You go look at gold. You go back to bar replay. And it's a very, very similar thing because we have this unmitigated imbalance right here. Okay. So it's like, if we skip through this, we then form a few more. And we have a similar story over here. Like, we have this IFVG forms, taking out this high over here. Okay. So we have an IFVG here. Exactly the same way we did on gold, on GJ. We took out liquidity, formed an IFVG, but there's that unmitigated fair value gap here. So is this trade actually good? And if it is, then that means the GJ isn't. is good, or they're either both good or both shit. Basically, that's what I'm saying. Because this unmitigated fair value gap right here, and this one played out, whereas this one didn't. But they're both the exact same thing. We have this high over here taken out, IFVG form with an unmitigated fair value gap below it. We have this IFVG form. I suppose it is that then you look at how quickly we form the IFVG. But if you're looking at the unmitigated fair value gaps, you go, well, we took out this high here, we formed the IFVG, and it played out, even though we had the unmitigated fair value gap right here. So it's like they both can't, like one's got to be, they're either both good or both bad. One can't be bad and one can be good. So that's not possible because it's the same thing. It's like the exact same trade almost. So mitigated would mean price hasn't come back to it yet. But now price has come back to this one. So at the point of entry over here, when we entered the trade, we had this unmitigated fair value gap, which was in the way. And you see we bounce off of it a few times. But every other confluence was there. The same way with gold. We have that unmitigated fair value gap for price to come back into. So mitigated is when it's come back to it. So now it's mitigated. Now it's mitigated. But here it's unmitigated. But they're both the exact same trade. One of them didn't play out. But it's like, you go, well, is it the technicals then on this trade? Like, is it really the technicals? Would you say that it's the technicals here? Like, it's not at all. It's the price action. Like, look at that. Like, that is not... that. Like, I'm not directly wrong here because price didn't just reverse. And nor am I, directly right. It's like just sideways. And it looks like we're doing the same thing back up here, but... just is what it is. It's this price action. That's just a mess. So we entered here. Stops were up here. Take profit was down here. So when it gets mitigated, so it'll be mitigated, yeah. When it gets mitigated, we should just ignore it. It depends. Like, I only trade IFVGs. So when it mitigates this, I'd still wait for that IFVG to form. Whereas here, I wouldn't look to trade this. But, yeah. So original first award was 2.2, I think, was it? Was that right? Yeah, guess so. Good technicals. Apart from that unmitigated imbalance there. All technicals apart from unmitigated fair value gap were good. Only issue was PA plus the unmitigated fair value gap. And honestly, like, when you look at both of these, you go, is it the technicals here? Or is it, like, is it the technicals or is it just a bit of greed there? Like a bit of greed and impatience? Because you go, well, this one had an issue with the IFVG where it took it before it didn't fully form. And then it's also here, taking it before it kind of fully formed. Which shows a lack of a lack of patience here, so more impatience than anything. Like, the technicals were fine. Like, we didn't have any massive contradictions. But it's like the psychology part of it. Like, we had a psychology issue here and a psychology issue here in patience. And that, honestly, like, I understand why I might be a bit impatient. You know, there's a lot. Like, I'm coming back to streaming after a month off, coming back to trading after a month off. But yeah, hopefully next week it's a bit better. The price action doesn't complement that in any way, in my opinion. You know, it's not like we had great price action, but there is that bit of psychology there, I guess. But that's you're never finished with psychology. Trust me. You know, I thought once you kind of fix it, it's there. It's fixed forever. No, it's something you constantly have to work on. So even myself will struggle with this. But yeah, Friday's known for bad PA. Yeah, Friday's known for bad PA, but you know, it's this whole week. Like, this whole week, really, we haven't had like a clear day, really, in my opinion. Could you not say it's a stronger imbalance for like other total liquidity where the gold, the imbalance was a lot weaker? Well, why would you say you could say that, Wayne? But then it's like, okay, well, why? What suggests that it was stronger? Like, how would you measure the strength of the imbalance, in your opinion? So why would this be a weaker one? Size of the candle? Well, wouldn't that mean that then this is weak as well? And this one? Is that what you mean? So all three of these would be weak? Or would this one be strong? Or would this, if that's weak, if this one's weak here, does that mean this one's weak? But why was this one respected? This one? Well, yeah. It's not like, it's the unmitigated one that you need to focus on here. Like this one, it's great having the IFVG and everything, but the unmitigated imbalance that we formed, like, you know, you can't really say one thing for one fair value gap and a different one for another. Like, if this one was a weak one because of the size of the candles, why was this one stronger? Or why was this one respected? Like, these are all very small imbalances with relatively similar candle sizes. But why were these two respected and this one was disrespected? You can't really say that, you know what I mean? But then also, yeah, it's like, it's alright, great. If this one was a weak one, great. But why was this one disrespected? Because the candles were bigger than it. Like, if this one's weak because of the size of the candles, this one should be very, very strong. Because look at the size of the candles. But it was disrespected as well. See where I'm coming from? Great. But yeah, as you said, Jovan, it was a bad week, really. You know, like, I think 1.6% off the first one. So it's like we lost. Let's journal the Bitcoin trades. We'll see if we're green this week. From the look, just looking at the figures, I am. But let's just see. Let's get it written down on paper. All right, about 0.5% and 1.6. Okay, so it's a bit of a ball ache trying to journal them. I got a picture somewhere. Should have journaled these first, to be honest with you. Alright, so we go. When these are all on the same date, like, and then there's another thing, like I've took 4 trades today. I've never really took 4 trades. Like, it's always been 3 the limit. I think psychology probably stuck out to me here, to be honest with you. Like, I think psychology, it makes sense that it's like an issue as well. Oh, that's Bitcoin in it. The risk to reward ratio, I don't know what that was, like 1.6 maybe. We'll just call it 1.5. It's definitely more than 1.5, but I don't want to, overdo it. Same scenario. Right, I got a video of this. It's about the same, really, isn't it? W 1.6%. Right, so not really much I can say here, but it's like, well, we look at the this week. We're down. So we're up 0.5%, just on that. So it's like, it's a green week, but it's not the week that I wanted at all. This move at all is on gold. Thanks, coach. Very messy. Right, I'm going to leave this here. We'll see how it plays out. But that's all the trades then journaled. We're up 0.5% for this week, which isn't bad. But really, that's clutching at straws. You know what I mean? It's like, we've had, 4 losses this week. We had lost 3 today. 4 losses. And 1 break even. So that's like 3 losses, really. 1 break even. 1 win, 1.6. Gotta get those pictures. The issue is I can only really copy an image, so I'm gonna have to sort that out. But I'll figure a way to put that up, even if I have to go back and remake the screenshot. Well, that's annoying. But yeah, messy week, very, very messy week. I don't know how I've came out of that with a green week, to be honest with you. It's just not the way I wanted this week to go. Very choppy price action. I think issues with the psychology, definitely. 4 trades. The past 2 trades, each individually, also had an issue with the psychology. I think it's a lack of patience. Plus also, getting back into the rhythm of things with the streaming and the trading. Because I did have a full-on break for like a month from the 20th till 21st. So, it's natural that the psychology is a bit poo, but price action, as I said, price action didn't help that. You know what I mean? Like, we didn't have the best price action. Wednesday was a no trade day. Monday was a no trade day. So we really only had Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. We're up 0.5%. It's pennies really in it. Not what I wanted to be up. Up by. But it's not red, so I can't really complain with that. The only thing I'd say is that psychology. That's definitely got to be worked on. And this is me being transparent here. Like I'm not, like I'm telling you what I need to work on, which you won't see most people doing. But yeah, definitely the psychology there. I think the technicals, as I said, the technicals all kind of complemented the trade. I didn't just take a stupid trade for no reason. I didn't just take a trade. We analysed, we seen that it fit, we took it. There was only those issues with psychology, the one unmitigated imbalance, and then kind of the lack of impatience or the lack of patience, trying to see that IFVG, predicting that it would form, assuming that it would form, which is a lack of patience. It's greed. Same with the second one, with that unmitigated imbalance there. I guess also with that, as Rodrigo, I think if you're still here, as you said, with that those seven candles to form the imbalance, I think that as well. I think like really it doesn't matter, but then you go, well, if I did that, we entered assuming the IFVG would be formed. We assumed the unmitigated imbalance would be disrespected. We assumed a lot, and I'm sure you've heard the saying, you don't assume, but yeah, I think it's more psychology than anything. It's not a lack of technicals. It's the price action and psychology. So we need to work on that, to be honest with you. But this is holding myself accountable. You know what I mean? It's my first week back. I completely understand why I made these mistakes. I should completely understand why I was a bit greedy. I think there was a bit of pressure to get the first win back, to get a win, and it kind of backfired. But yeah, we learn, we live and learn, we move on. And yeah, pretty long stream to be fair as well, like 2 hours almost live. Yeah, there's no emotion like a trade emotion. Correct. Brings everything out of you. It really does, guys. As I said as well multiple times, it's not something like with the technicals. When you have the strategy, beautiful, perfect. You have the strategy then for forever, near enough. But with the psychology, you always have to be working on it. It always has to be being practiced. It's like a muscle. The less you practice it, the worse it gets. The weaker it gets. So we're back. We took a left hook, right hook, straight to the face this week from the markets. But we're back. We're back. We're up this week. It's green week. I'm not trying to cope there, but it's a green week. It's not all bad. Just that psychology issue. But we live and learn. We'll come back on Monday and we'll kill it. We should be sorted by then. I think I'm a bit rusty, to be honest with you. Gonna get some back testing done over the weekend. And yeah, we'll be back on Monday to kill it. And that's me done, guys. 2 hour stream. Crazy. But that's everything I've got to share now. That's all. That's it. That's everything. You've seen the trades play out live. You see me journal them live. And yeah, we move on to the next one. That's me done, guys. I'll see you all on Monday. All on Monday. For the same stream at the same time. Hopefully we can catch a dub. Back to it. Back to our usual ways. But yeah, that's me done, guys. Take care. Have a good rest of your day. And I'll see you all on Monday.